Life is a grand adventure, and I think it's too short to spend in just one place. Let's get out there, into the world, together. My name is Ariel Tweto, and this is Trails and Trailblazers. The U.S. is incredibly diverse, from the rolling green forests of the east to the dunes and mountains in the west. So I'm loading up the old Airstream with my crew. My mission? To explore the lesser-known parts of America and find the trailblazers that call it home. And what better place to start than New York? Our destination is the Catskill Mountains. But first, we gotta stop in New York City. The Big Apple is a cultural hub of America. The sights, the sounds, the smells, there's nothing like it. We should get a bite before we hit the trail.
Yeah, hey, it's a family road trip. We're all having
I mean, even this right here is like, I'm not much of a spicy man.
Apparently, there's a whole nother side of New York I've never seen before. They call it the Catskills. Just driving around up here, you never guess you are only a couple hours north of New York City. There's a whole mountain range filled with all these cozy little towns, and so much to do. The locals tell us that the hiking and skiing here is amazing. And they have all these beautiful rivers and lakes. It's like paradise. Our first stop is the town of Roscoe, aka Trout Town, USA. Before we do a little exploring, we're gonna meet up with a couple trailblazers whose path led them here. Just a few years ago, Aaron and Misty were working in the restaurant business in Brooklyn, but they always had this dream of owning their own place up here in the Catskills. It's tough to start your own business, but Aaron and Misty took a leap of faith and built the Junction restaurant from the ground up, and now they are thriving.
So many people have found the western side of the Catskills that never came here before. Roscoe is dead on 2 hours away from New York City. And that's kind of the window where people are like, yeah, we can go up for the weekend. It's an easy drive. Coming up all the time, we started to kind of realize that we got this very at-home feeling. As soon as you come over the mountain from Livingston Manor, you're constantly around the rivers. They're crossing with you on the highway everywhere. All the trees in the mountains get a little bit closer and tighter in, and it just kind of felt like home right off the bat. This is definitely a thing that wasn't around before, of being able to come in and get a really good cocktail, but also just have a really easy, delicious cheeseburger and nothing crazy. We are the people who we want to cater ourselves to.
The hard work and dedication that we put into it has shown. We
paid off.
did
Yeah.
everything ourselves.
The only original thing in the entire space is that front door, and that's it. All new windows and insulation and electrical and plumbing, and we had to build a kitchen in and the bar and everything. Everything you see was all us. We saw the potential in town. New York is a really big agricultural state no matter what, so we'd stay within the state on just about everything. Where we can get good local product from our friends and farmers down the street, we do it as often as we can. There's very good beer being made right here in town. There's a couple of very good cideries where we can get that sort of thing as well.
There's more and more good restaurants too, so if they're open on days that we're off, we try to go visit them.
Yeah.
Scared out the competition.
No,
No, it's a rising tide for
they
sure.
They come see us and we go see them.
It's a really tight hospitality community here. There's a lot of really good hiking opportunities. There's 660 miles worth of trout fishing water, all within about a 30-mile drive of where we're sitting right now. We just kind of fell in love with fly fishing on the Beaverkill, which is cool because it's one of the first American dry fly fishing rivers that there is, to the point when we've been out west before, we had a lot of people like, oh man, you guys got to learn on the Beaverkill, I want to fish the Beaverkill one day. And so it's a really famous fly fishing river, and it's cool to call it our home water.
Now that's what I call trailblazing. Living inspired. Having the courage to chase your dream, even if it's risky. I didn't realize how iconic this area is for fly fishing. There's a special spot nearby on the Beaverkill River where I can give it a try. I grew up fishing the icy waters of Alaska, but apparently, this particular sport is a totally different experience. It might take some getting used to. Luckily, there's a seasoned Catskill mountain angler named Mark Lodi who is willing to teach me the ropes. He knows the Beaverkill like the back of his hand.
Here we go.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
It's
too.
a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming all the way out in the rain.
Well, welcome to the Catskills. It's beautiful under any circumstances. Fly fishing is like an onion. You learn a little bit, you peel it away, and there's another layer of things to learn. You peel that away, there's another layer of things to learn. It's a unique combination of sport, art, and science, unlike anything I've ever experienced. There's a great number of skill sets that we have to maintain, perfect, and then put together to get one of these wild critters into the net. Casting stroke is, as you're answering a cell phone, hello, it's for you. Hello, it's for you. Hello, it's for you.
I like that.
So let's try that.
Perfect. Okay. Hello? It's for you.
And look how beautifully that
I
lays
know.
out. Anybody who fishes these iconic, famous Catskill rivers is standing on the shoulders of giants. We're the second or maybe the third generation of people who came to fish here, tried to figure this out, developed these fly patterns that are now used all over the world. Yeah, Ariel is the cradle of American fly fishing, the birthplace of American fly fishing, the charm circle of American fly fishing, because we have such an abundance of these cold, clear, cool, freestone, high gradient streams, heavily forested, well watered. This is perfect, ideal trout habitat. This is our economic lifeblood here in the Catskills.
Sadly, no beginner's luck today. It's way harder than it looks. You haven't seen the last of me, trout. All that fly fishing has worked up quite a thirst, and there's a local hotspot in the Catskills I want to try. The Brooklyn Cider House. The founder, Peter Yee, uses a special process to make a delicious apple cider. You have to taste to believe.
Peter!
Welcome, Ariel! Welcome to Twin Star Orchards. A lot of people think cider making is the most important thing. I think growing apples is the most important thing. So you make cider in the orchard. That's why our slogan's ugly apples taste better. We don't care about the appearance and the size, we care about flavor. Our farm is completely dry farmed, and what that means is we don't use irrigation.
So it's not about the looks, it's about the personality.
If the deer were to have their choice, it would be this particular cider. We make our iconic cider called the Raw, and you'll get a chance to, yeah.
I thought you were going to say it was called the Drunken Deer.
No, Raw.
Peter's daughter Olivia works with her dad and has found a way to leave her own mark.
I'm an artist and I came from a fine arts background. The Pari was the first label that I really designed.
Oh, you designed these?
Yeah, well, no, not all of these, but the Pari I did. This cider is really special because I was hands-on in harvesting, cider making, and designing the label, so it's a little bit like my little baby. This is where we make all of our dry ciders. They take longer to ferment, around a year to year and a half.
I love it. What a life. What a life.
Yeah,
Cheers to life.
cheers to cider.
To cider.
Turns out New York has so much more to offer than just one big apple. It's tough to say goodbye to new friends and all this incredible nature, but we've got a lot of ground to cover. Our adventure will take me all over the USA, and I'm so excited for the road ahead. Next stop is about 10 hours west, to a place I've always wanted to see, the Great Lakes of Michigan.